When I tell you that playing on the road in college football 25 is tough, I'm not lying. Imagine it's third down and you're playing at LSU. You need to make a first down to keep your drive alive, but on the other side of the football is Harold Perkins and he's staring right at you. The crowd is screaming at you and your freshman quarterback might have just peed down his leg a little. Home field advantage in college football 25 is real, and that's why the 25 toughest places to play is a big deal. Your screen is gonna shake, your routes are gonna be blurred, they're gonna wiggle a little bit too, and you might even see incorrect play art. Your players and probably you are gonna lose your confidence and composure, and that controller is going to have a lot of sweat on it. EA Sports has put together the 25 toughest places to play in college football 25, and I'm bringing them to you right now. A lot of people are going to be feeling good or bad about this list, but the development team compiled it using a bunch of different factors, and here they are. Home winning percentage, home game attendance, active home winning streak, team prestige, and more. And if you're angry that your team isn't on this top 25 list, well, there might be a little hope for you. EA Sports stated the list will actually adjust in-game as real-world results play out, so if your team does well in the field at home, great. If they do bad of the field, they might slip out of this countdown. At number 25, we have Davis-Wade Stadium for Mississippi State. Their average capacity is about 60,311. Their average attendance in 2023 was 54,455. Their average 5-year attendance is going to be about 55,000, and their home record over the last 3 years is 14-8. At number 24, we have Boise State and Albertson Stadium. Their capacity is a little bit over 36,000. Their average attendance was 35,867. Their 5-year average attendance was 33,213, and their home record the last 3 years was 13-6. At number 23, we have Arkansas with Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Their capacity sits a little over 76,000. Their average attendance in 2023 was a little over 65,000. Their 5-year average attendance is a little over 62,000, and their home record over the last 3 years was 13-8. At number 22, we have Michigan State and Spartan Stadium. They sit just a hair under 75,000 for their capacity. In 2023, their average attendance was a little over 70,000. Their 5-year average attendance is a little over 70,000 as well, and their home record over the last 3 years is 13-7. At number 21, we have Notre Dame and Notre Dame Stadium. A capacity sitting at 77,000. They found their average attendance in 2023 and just pretty much sold out. I mean, they sold out every single ticket. Their 5-year average attendance is 76,108, and their home record over the last 3 years is 15-5. At number 20, we have Iowa and Kinnick Stadium. The capacity of Kinnick Stadium is around 69,000 with an average attendance in 2023 of pretty much maxed out and sold out across the board. Their 5-year average attendance, though, is 67,193, and their home record over the last 3 years is 16-5. As we keep cranking through this list, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and leave a like in the video if you enjoy it. I'm on the road to hitting 300,000 subscribers, and every single sub helps out a ton. At number 19, we have Texas and Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium. It's one of the biggest stadiums in the country at a capacity of over 100,000 people. Their 2023 average attendance was 101,625. Their 5-year average attendance is 95,796, and their home record over the last 3 years is 15-4. A quick note, you're going to see that some of these stadiums have a higher, attendance than capacity. Keep in mind that there have been adjustments to the stadiums. There's sometimes standing room available, student sections get packed, renovations happen, and maybe change some of that stuff. That's why you're going to see a little discrepancy. At number 18, we have Utah and Rice-Eccles Stadium. Their average capacity sits a little over 51,000 with an attendance average in 2023 of 52,499. Their 5-year average attendance was 48,516, but their home record over the last 3 years is pretty nuts. 18-1, which means they have been one of the toughest teams in the entire nation to play at home. At number 17, we have Virginia Tech and Lane Stadium, and despite there not being Enter the Sandman in the game, this is still one of the toughest places to play in the nation. Lane Stadium holds a little over 65,000 people with an average attendance in 2023 of 64,733. Their 5-year average attendance is over 60,000, nearly 61K, but their home record over the last 3 years is 10-8. I feel like if that record had been a little bit better, they maybe would have been a little bit further down this list as one of the more tough places to play. At number 16, this is controversial. We have Michigan and Michigan Stadium. Now, their capacity is insane. I believe they're the biggest college football stadium in the entire world. 107,601 people can actually attend there, but their 2023 average attendance was 109,000, nearly 110K, and then their 5-year average attendance is 110K and some change. Their home record over the last 3 years is 22-0, and I'm going to be honest, I am shocked they are not in the top 6, top 5 at this point. Moving on, we have South Carolina at 15 and Williams-Brice Stadium. South Carolina Stadium holds a little over 77,000 people. Their average attendance was pretty much a little over what their capacity was at 77,833. And then their 5-year average attendance was 75,139 with a home record over the last 3 years of 15-6. At number 14, we have Auburn and Jordan-Hare Stadium. This is another massive stadium with a capacity of 87,451, a 2023 average attendance of 88,000, and a 5-year average attendance of 85,604. Their home record over the last 3 years, not really as great, 12-10, so you have to imagine another team that was probably inside the top 10, but recent performance kind of bumped them out a little bit. At number 13, we have Tennessee and Neyland Stadium. Nearly as much capacity as Michigan. They're a little bit further down the list, a capacity of 101,915 people. Their 2023 average attendance was again sold out. I believe they had a streak of like 13 plus games being sold out in the previous season. Their 5-year average attendance is 92,709. Obviously, they've been down a little bit. Now they're resurging. And then their home record over the last 3 years is honestly really good, 18-4. At number 12, we have Clemson and Memorial Stadium. Clemson has a capacity of 81,500 with a 2023 average attendance of 81,334. Their 5-year average attendance is 80,445, and their home record over the last 3 years is 18-2. This has been a very good program despite being down a little bit. They're still a tough out. At number 11, we have Oregon and Autzen Stadium. When you kind of compare the size of stadiums here, Oregon Stadium is significantly smaller than a lot of the other ones, but it gets rowdy there. Their capacity is 54,000. Their 2023 average attendance is a little over 55,000 with their 5-year average attendance of 53,302, and their home record over the last 3 years, 19-1. Again, another really, really good team that is tough to beat at home. We've officially made it into our top 10, and number 10 will be Florida and Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. Ben Hill Griffin Stadium holds a little over 88,000 people with their 2023 average attendance being just under 90,000. Their 5-year average attendance is 85,216, and their home record over the last 3 years, despite not being nearly as good as the Florida a lot of us remember, 14-5. At 9, their big-time rival, Florida State and Doak S. Campbell Stadium will hold 79,560 people. Their 2023 average attendance is 78,711, with a 5-year average attendance of 63,837. I'm kind of surprised. That's probably the biggest discrepancy between capacity and average attendance over a 5-year span we've seen. But their home record over the last 3 years is still very good at 14-6. At 8, we have Oklahoma and Gaylord family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium with a capacity of 83,489. Their 2023 average attendance was 83,741 with a 5-year average attendance of 83,628. And their home record the last 3 years is nuts, 17-2. Again, one of those teams you do not want to play at their home field. At 7, we have Wisconsin and Camp Randall Stadium. I'm going to be honest, I was a little shocked that Wisconsin was all the way up here at 7, but you know, Wisconsin fans, tell me if I'm wrong. A capacity of 80K, a 2023 average attendance of 75,000, their 5-year attendance is 76,015, and their home record over the last 3 years, not great. 13-8 right now. I know that they're revamping things. They got a lot of recruits coming in, but 13-8 over the last 3 years, I feel like they could have been outside of the top 10. At 6, we have Penn State and Beaver Stadium. Now, I got the chance to play at Beaver Stadium in College Football 25, and it is just a wild experience. The way the audio sort of ramps up and just sort of surrounds you is what it feels like. It makes it really tough to play with any player that doesn't have confidence and composure already locked in. So if you're taking a freshman quarterback to this stadium that has a capacity of 106,572 people, good luck out there. Their 2023 average attendance is going to be 108,409. Their 5-year average attendance is 106,410. And their home record over the last 3 years is 17-4. I know it's been a long time since Penn State has won a national championship. This is still a very scary place to play. We're now officially into the top 5, and we have Georgia and Sanford Stadium sitting at number 5. Their capacity is 92,746 with a 2023 average attendance of 92,746. So they're pretty much selling out across the board there. Their 5-year average attendance is 92,760, and their home record over the last 3 years, a perfect 19-0. You don't want to play Georgia anywhere, let alone at home. At number 4, we have the Ohio State at Ohio Stadium. One of the biggest stadiums in the country behind both Penn State and Michigan, obviously. They're at 102,780 for their capacity. Their 2023 average attendance is 103,792. Their 5-year average attendance is 102,849. And their home record over the last 3 years is stellar, 19-2. Moving into the top 3, we have LSU and Tiger Stadium at 3. Their stadium capacity is 102,321, a 2023 average attendance of 100,742. Their 5-year average attendance is 99,114, and their home record the last 3 years is 18-3. When you're playing any of these teams in the top, scary. At number 2, we have Alabama in Bryant-Denny Stadium with a capacity of 100,077. Their 2023 average attendance was sold out. Everybody was coming to Alabama because you're hearing Roll Tide across the entire stadium. Their 5-year average attendance, though, is 100,420, and their home record the last 3 years is 20-1. Disgusting. Before we jump into the final one here, I was honestly shocked by this one. Like, I know this has been, a premier place to play and all those things, but I think this is probably the most controversial aspect of this top 25. The number one toughest place to play when College Football 25 launches this summer is going to be Texas A&M's Kyle Field. They have a massive capacity of 102,733. Their 2023 average attendance was 99,234, and their 5-year average attendance was 100,070. Again, tons of stuff there, but the big issue here, their home record the last 3 years, 16-5. Again, I'm not saying that Kyle Field isn't a very difficult place to play, and I'm sure it is absolutely intense, but is it harder to play at than Tiger Stadium or Bryant-Denny Stadium, Ohio Stadium? I even feel like Michigan got kind of shafted a little bit with how far down the list they are. I want to know what you think in the comments down below. We'll kind of see how this list shakes up throughout the season, but for right now, this is what we got. Be safe, be smart, tell somebody you love them. Catch you guys on the next one.